Like most dieters, almost every day 30-year-old Tulika Singh too is bombarded with images of food. What to eat, what not to eat.
No oil, no chocolates, no sugar, no carbs. I mean, it's a no-no for almost everything that's nice.
In this episode of Living It Up, Tulika gets top dieting tips from the best in business. Tips that are completely backed by science. And to back these tips, endocrinologist Dr. Anup Mishra and his team conduct experiments that will help Tulika watch her weight.
If you have some servings of dairy product every day, you will end up either gaining no weight or may have reduction.
Along with Dr. Mishra's findings, Tulika meets top 2 nutritionists to the stars, Luke Coutinho and Rujita Divekar. They've written best-selling books and have trained the likes of Kareena Kapoor and Shilpa Shetty.
If you start your day with tea, I can give you a guarantee that you will wake up bloated the next day.
And what she learns will transform what you think you know about your food and eating habits.
I call it the 3-bite rule. So the first bite means you psychologically given into your craving. The second bite, you indulge into the taste. You feel everything that the pastry is made of. And the third one is just that extra bite, and then you stop.
An entrepreneur, a party hopper and a food junkie. Tulika lives life to the fullest, but the high life has got a downside. She's been battling with her weight for years. It's the weight on her lower body that is stubborn, and nothing seems to work.
My whole day would just go after chocolates and pastries and the things that I've been trying to cut down on for the last 1 week or 10 days, and it's not worked.
At the heaviest she's been in years, the weight is weighing down on her mind.
I've tried everything under the sun to lose my battle of bulge, from various new fad diets to all kinds of exercises like Pilates, yoga, Zumba, aerobics, you name it. If it's new, I'm on it. But this battle of bulge seems to be going nowhere.
Now in her 30s, the body is starting to complain. It's her abdominal obesity that will have serious side effects. It could put her at risk of diabetes, heart ailments, polycystic ovary syndrome, and even cancer. It's this form of obesity that's now an increasing urban problem.
Currently, if you see the statistics in Delhi, then 50 to 60% of the people have abdominal obesity, and approximately 70% of the women have abdominal obesity.
The experts have asked Tulika to get her body mass index or a BMI check done. BMI is essentially a weight into your height. It is with this test that doctors can track the lean fat versus the actual harmful fat in the body that put vital organs at risk. For Tulika, there is no good news here.
This girl is almost 15 to 16 kg overweight, BMI over by 3 kg per meter square, and this is going to act in a very deleterious manner on her, and she will have increased tendency for many diseases.
Luke is checking Tulika's ability to burn calories through exercise.
So I want you to focus, head in front, focus on your breathing.
The whole bravery in losing weight is only...
And Rujita checks Tulika's daily diet intake.
This is the pattern that most diets follow.
They combine exercise with a diet plan for her. For the first 3 days, Tulika will go on a detox diet. A diet which is low on carbohydrates, high on fiber, which means eating a lot of fruits, vegetables and flax seeds.
You may lose 1 kilo to 1.5 kilos on a detox plan. It's not a weight loss plan. Half of it could be water, but half of it would definitely be fat.
If I start my day with fruit, actually it will kick off my metabolism. So here goes, I'm trying.
Tulika is now on a 1400 kilocalorie per day diet. After waking up in the morning, Tulika will start her day with a fruit. Her breakfast includes upma or a bowl of oats topped with flax seeds. A light snack around noon, Tulika then follows a portion of nuts with lunch, which includes 2 rotis, 1 vegetable, 1 dal and buttermilk. Post tea time and evening snacking, Tulika has a large portion of grilled chicken, vegetables and soup.
So my nutritionist has asked me to avoid carbs as much as possible at dinner time. So I'm sticking to a nice grilled chicken and a portion of grilled vegetables along with a very healthy spinach soup. I've been asked to avoid watching TV while eating, but I can't agree to everything. So some bit of me time is now at dinner time watching TV. I'm going to try and get rid of the habit, but I don't know how soon that will be.
As Tulika starts her weight loss program, it's important for her to opt for foods that'll keep her fuller for longer. So which meal is more filling? A meal high on protein, carbohydrates or fat? Let's find out. We conducted a test with 2 individuals, 2 types of meals and an expert. 34-year-old Shruti and Aprajita have similar BMI and almost similar eating habits and a lifestyle.
We are trying to show that 2 separate snacks having same amount of calories but differing in their composition, specifically pertaining to protein and carbs, how their effect is on satiety.
Aprajita gets to have the potato grill sandwich, which is high on carbohydrates. This sandwich has 8.9% of protein, 67.6% of carbohydrates and 32.7% of fat. While Shruti gets to relish the egg white omelette that is very high on protein. 51.6% of protein, 11.7% of carbohydrates and 33.7% of fat.
If I'm given another meal, I don't think so is there any space for me to take anything else.
At this moment, I'm really very full.
4 hours later, we asked them to scale their hunger levels. And the results clearly have one winner. Aprajita, who had the grilled sandwich, was hungry within 2 hours. While Shruti, on the other hand, who opted for the omelette, could go on without food for 4 hours. So the result clearly has one winner.
Protein is the building block of growth. A lot of cell repair happens. You build lean mass, which in turn helps you lose weight. And fiber, although it doesn't have much nutritional value, it passes through your system really slow, cleaning it along the way. It takes cholesterol, fat cells along with it, and it keeps you full for almost 2.5 to 3 hours.
And we pass this tip to Tulika. So Tulika is stocking up on a large portion of proteins, eggs, fish, along with a mix of fiber including broccoli and mushroom in her diet. And while going through the supermarket, Tulika must keep herself away from foods that are so brilliantly marketed as every Weight Watcher's delight.
When you're eating things that constantly come out of packets and boxes, you start looking like them, you start looking like flat and round like a biscuit or big and square like a box.
There are 2 things in this which are highly detrimental to the body. One is a high content of salt, and the second thing is most of them are cooked in oil which has a high trans fatty acid content because it gives a particular shape to the chips or whatever it is. So both are very harmful.
So clearly no packaged or dyed foods for Tulika. When she has dieted in the past, she's given up on dairy products like fresh cream, curd, yogurt, but this time things are different. In a recent study conducted by American scientist Mozafran, it's proved dairy helps you absorb lesser calories.
One of the thinking as far as dairy product is that it may line up the intestine, may not let some of the poisonous bacteria or toxin go in. And some of the good bacteria in these dairy products actually help there. Finally, you will end up either gaining no weight or may have a reduction in the weight.
Ghee has a very unique fatty acid chain. So for all of us who feel that I have stubborn fat in some area, which is what happens after crash dieting, your body will remove it for you if you add ghee to your diet.
Tulika has increased the intake of dairy in her diet. She's also stacked up on a good amount of proteins. But now it's time to find out how much of food that we eat is to satisfy our need and how much is to satisfy our greed. And to answer that, we conducted a test with 2 individuals, 2 sizes of popcorn and an expert. Seth and Vijay have similar BMIs and almost similar eating habits and lifestyle. Vijay, an avid movie buff, gets to have a supersized bowl of freshly popped popcorns that have 415 calories. While Seth, on the other hand, opts for a small size which has just 215 calories.
I was so engrossed in the movie, I didn't realize that I had polished this huge bowl. And it is actually twice the size of what Saif's bowl was.
Well, I was given the portion 1/3 of what Vijay was given, but I was pretty much satisfied, yes.
When we are engrossed in doing some other things and we are least bothered about regarding the portion which we are consuming, we tend to eat more.
4 hours later, we asked them to scale their hunger levels. Both Saif and Vijay were equal on the scale, which proves larger the portion, the more you will eat, leading to a higher calorie intake.
People usually have large plates at home or a large bowl, so you tend to psychologically fill up the whole thing because you don't want to you won't serve yourself half a bowl of food or half a plate of food. So you're taking in more calories that way.
Tulika has been told not to cook more than she needs to eat. And reducing portion is not that difficult. Diet scientists don't know why we overeat. But to combat that, the best way is to distract the mind. Visual reminder of how much you've eaten.
I've been maintaining a food diary, which is a visual reminder of how much I've eaten. And it sort of makes me reflect on my day and how much I've eaten. It made me realize that, we don't realize how much we've had during the whole day. And so even if it's a biscuit, it's on my food diary.
Ultimately, it is the person's discipline and person's awareness and person's willingness to do the diet which will ultimately help.
So clearly, Tulika has been maintaining her food diary. She's increased the intake of protein in her diet, and at the same time, she's also controlling her portion. But another myth that most dieters like her follow is to have a glass full of water before their meal so that they can be fuller for longer. But is that really a myth or a fact? Let's go find out. And to answer that, we conducted tests with 2 individuals, 2 types of meals, and an expert.
One has just a meal and the second one has meal along with water incorporated in the meal.
34-year-old Namrata and Ruchika have similar BMIs and almost similar eating habits and lifestyle. Ruchika gets to have 100 grams of fresh vegetables which have been slightly sauteed with 1 tablespoon of oil, while Namrata has been given exactly the same quantity of veggies with a glass full of water to make a clear soup.
My vegetables are about to finish, but I think I'm craving for more.
And in my case, I'm only half done and I'm already feeling full.
4 hours later, we asked them to scale their hunger levels. Ruchika's meal of veggies was not as filling as Namrata's soup meal. And the results had a winner. The meal with soup is more filling.
You need to go for soups which are clear soups. You need to go for soups not with a high salt content and which is possible. For example, just a plain tomato, thin soup will be a good soup. A plain vegetable soup with plenty of vegetables will be a good soup.
So has our diet plan worked for Tulika? We checked that after 2 weeks, Tulika has lost close to 2 kilos. Her inches on her waist have come down by ½ an inch. She's not stuck to the exercise plan drawn up by Luke, which is disappointing.
So to be honest, I haven't really exercised as much as I thought, as regularly as I thought. But the diet changes that I have taken in have made a significant change in me, and people are beginning to notice it. So I'm trying to adapt it in a more lifestyle, in a healthier way than just a target that I'm fighting for. That I'm trying to take it slow. I'm hoping it stays off.
After the break, our fitness expert Vesna busts some exercising myths.
The research had shown that even as little as 1 hour per week of exercise can drastically improve your health and give you lots of health benefits.